Zero-yeti.
Let me repeat that. Hi, my name is Master 101 because my microphone's off. And how do you feel about being a dice, Chris?
No strong opinions.
Well, today we're playing Rolldown. It is a game about being a funky little dice. The way that you fight in this game is that you roll around and you make sure that your little dice stops.
Rolling around at the speed of sand.
Yes, thank you.
Killing bitches all day.
Yeah. The way that you do this is that you make sure that your little dice numbers are bigger than the monsters that you're fighting.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let me die, let me die, let me die. Let me die.
Cool, these aren't facts.
Let me die, let me die, let me die. Let me die.
Life is a fucked up mess.
What was I saying?
Did you first random fact? Did you know that the average raccoon, 2 average raccoons can fit into a man's butthole?
I don't think that's true.
Sure it is.
German chocolate cake was invented by English-American baker Samuel German.
Interesting.
It has nothing to do with the country of Germany. Except for the guy was named German.
I've always kind of assumed that German chocolate cake has nothing to do with Germany because Germany doesn't really have shredded coconut.
Yeah. Heart attacks are more likely to happen on a Monday compared to other days of the week.
That makes sense because Monday's kind of like the most stressful day.
The nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb was actually based on a real girl in Boston named Mary Sawyer, whose pet lamb would follow her to school every day.
Until she got 8. Because mutton's delicious.
I thought you were talking about the girl got eaten.
Oh no.
Sorry.
That's okay.
By 1955, 49 of the U.S. states agreed that state highways should have one white stripe down the middle between the cars going in different directions. The lone holdout was Oregon, who believed the yellow line was safer. 16 years later, the government mandates these white lines be painted yellow, proving Oregon right.
Bitches from Oregon always know what they're talking about.
The most expensive book ever purchased was Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester, which was sold to Bill Gates for $30.8 million.
Of course.
Pepsi gets its name from pepsin, which is a digestive enzyme found such products as peptide AC. The Pepsi drink, Caleb Branhan, believed that it was good with digestion, but it was also, Pepsi was originally initially made as ant bait.
Ew.
Yep. The blue whale's heart weighs 400 pounds. That's almost as heavy as me. The largest tsunami ever recorded was in Lichia Bay, Alaska in 1958, with a rate that reached the incredible height of 1,720 feet. Benin, a country in Central Africa, has the highest birth rate of twins in the world, around 1.3% of twins. The world average is around 1.3%, but the rate in Benin is more closely to 13%.
Eight floors.
Giraffes drink each other's urine to see if they're ready to mate.
I mean, I do that too.
Are you ready to carry babies?
Always.
Statistically improbable.
You just don't read enough Mpreg fanfiction.
And we do not live in an impreg universe unless you are a seahorse or pipefish.
I mean, you've never seen a seahorse and me in the same room.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
Oh,
We've been to aquarium stores before.
Oh, Chris, you have bested me. I am the seahorse. I am the seahorse that's on the grassy knoll. No, I don't know what that means. Don't ask me.
The Great Fire of London that occurred in 1666 destroyed more than 13,500 homes and displaced more than 80,000 people, but only caused 6 deaths. The world's shortest tree is the dwarf willow, which lives in cold regions such as the Arctic tundra and rarely grows more than a few inches high.
Interesting. Yes, I know 8 floors, Richard. Oh, an axe.
Coffee or tea?
It really depends. I like ice. Actually, I like both iced coffee and iced tea. So, I would say iced tea.
Rolldown. I drink more tea than coffee, but I think I prefer coffee to tea.
That's understandable.
Ba-da-dum.
Well, I feel like coffee is a little more bitter, don't you think?
I mean, yeah.
So it's icky then.
No. I don't understand.
I don't understand either. Die! My God is an awesome God.
Why did that play?
Oh, that didn't play. That was just me singing.
No, there was something else. An ad started playing, and it like was audible for me, and I'm like, "Fuck you."
That's weird.
A single litter of kittens can have more than one father, and more than one mother if they're lesbian. Lesbian kitties.
Slut cat.
Alaska has a longer coastline than the other 49 states put together.
Would you rather live by the sea or in the forest?
Well, not a forest by the sea.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. There's multiple places on Earth where there's forest by the sea.
Okay, Richard. It was a legitimate question. Thank you.
I'm just saying, yeah, that's the thing. They're not like mutually exclusive.
Oh, doesn't it get a little too wet? Is that why you have to grow like? I don't even know what I was about to say.
There's an entire. They're called swamp. They're called. Usually they're determined to be swamps. There are trees that grow in salt water. They're called mangroves.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. This isn't okay. This isn't me like trying to deny the fact that there are trees that grow out near the ocean or in the ocean. Like this was like a legitimate question of like, oh hey, are there oceans like near like waterfront property? And like I did forget about like the what's it called? Not the Myers. That's not what they're called. The glens of the glens that are in Florida.
Well, yeah, but it's not just limited to that. Like you can have like regular forests go up to the coastline, especially if like, you have like drop offs or cliffs. Like Oregon, most temperate rainforests are a good example of that. New Zealand has a lot of them.
We don't talk about New Zealand. They simply do not exist. Oh, crap. Okay.
There used to be a way more forest. It's just a lot of it's been cut down. The year 46 BC is also known as the year of confusion and was a whopping 445 days long because Julius Caesar added 3 extra months in order to make his Julian calendar line up with the seasonal year. They then cut back the months from days of having like 30, 35 days to cut it down so it wouldn't be 445 days.
Do you ever realize that Stardew Valley doesn't use the Gregorian calendar then? Because...
Yeah, because it only uses 4 months. Speaking of Stardew, what day are we up to in our Stardew playthrough?
It was the day after the Egg Festival.
Did we finish that day, or did we were going to start on that day?
No, we finished that day. Remember, we both got straw hats.
Then we missed... No, we finished the Egg Festival. I'm talking about, did we do the day after that, or did we end?
Crap, I don't remember. I think we played the day afterwards. I don't quite remember.
Huh. Well, we can check when we're done playing this.
Yeah.
As of 2022, Madagascar has a larger population than Australia.
Interesting. Must be all the meerkats.
There are no meerkats in Madagascar.
Lemurs, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Meerkats are not. Although they do have a relative called the Fusa that was named in Madagascar that hunts lemurs.
Oh no.
The movie The Shawshank Redemption has the highest user rating of any of all time on IMDb. The movie is actually an adaptation of Stephen King novella titled Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption.
The Shawshank Redemption. So, I know Stephen King has like adapted a lot, has had a lot of his works adapted into films. The Shawshank Redemption's kind of like it feels like kind of an outlier because
it doesn't feel like his other films.
Yeah, like
maybe because it's not like doesn't have like a supernatural twist or anything to it, or like it just weirdly creepy and murdery.
Yeah,
like murders do happen in it, but it's like it's a prison film, so you go in expecting there to be like a death or something in it.
A lot of things happen in Shawshank Redemption. We're like let's not sugarcoat it, but let's not say it.
Yeah, but you kind of like expect it because like other films of that genre also do that. Granted, I will say Shawshank Redemption does it better than a lot of the other films in that genre, but like you understand, like going into a prison movie and seeing a murder is like going into a mafia movie and seeing like betrayals and like gangsters. It's like you expect that.
Well, actually, who's to say that Shawshank doesn't have a myth, not a mythical, but like a sci-fi fiction, not like sci-fi fiction, but like a more mysterious nature about it. Because uh, how did that guy exactly like tunnel his way out of the prison? Also, then how did he put
He had
the?
a hammer
Oh,
and
I
a
thought he
pick.
used a spoon.
No, he did not use a spoon.
Oh, because the guy that he became friends with was known for being able to get anything in and out of the prison.
Yeah, he got a rock hammer and he like slowly carved his way out.
Okay. So my next thing, how did he put the poster back up on the wall after he got done, so they didn't know about it?
There's a couple ideas, like Mythbusters tested, and it's like if he had rolled it up, um, and he timed it right, he could have like reached back if he made it big enough for him to turn around in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I need to watch Mythbusters again. Like I was obsessed with like the show back when I was younger.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show.
It's a shame to hear that apparently the two main people aren't really friends anymore. Oh, they were never friends apparently.
Are you googling already?
No, I was given an off a source on the side apparently. What was your favorite Mythbusters episode? Or like favorite thing that they myth busted?
Okay, so apparently they said like we weren't. Jamie Hadman said say we aren't close friends. And it's like we didn't hate each other. Like we certainly respected each other as like coworkers, but like we weren't like friends outside of work. Is what he said.
No, that's understandable. Like I feel like myth busting like recordings took long hours of the day. So like if I in a hypothetical situation where you know we like we're the Mythbusters instead, and I feel like after we got done with a long day of recording or a long week of recording, I wouldn't want to see you for a while, but our contracts would be like, you need to be in the studio recording tomorrow. Whoops. Yeah, that's just it makes sense. But let's see.
For the longest time, my mother thought they were siblings.
That's a weird thing to think.
40 is the only number that is spelt with the letters arranged in alphabetical order in the English language.
What about the word squirty?
No.
Damn.
Pineapple can take anywhere from 1 to 3 years to grow.
Pineapple's so fucking good, especially dried pineapple.
See, I find dried pineapple to be like you can make it easily straight to the realm of sickeningly sweet.
Well, it kind of depends. There's like certain dried pineapple that's like really good, but then there's certain dried pineapple that's really bad.
Well, it's like it's decent, but it's like it's really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like concentrated sweetness.
I like mine to be a little sweet and a little sour, and then like kind of have the consistency of jerky.
See, I like made they were like tomato chips where like the tomatoes were kind of dehydrated like you would do with bananas. And they were surprisingly kind of sweet. And it's because like once you drain all the acid out of it, it like leaves what remains. And it's like, oh, okay, so it's a little bit sweet because it is a fruit after all.
Yeah. What remains?
And it still had like a tomato flavor and a little bit of acid to it, but like, yeah. Ultra sepidarian is the name of a person who tries to offer opinions or expertise on topics which they actually have no knowledge about. Over 2,000 years ago, Eratosthenes estimated the Earth's circumference using math without ever leaving Egypt. He was accurate to within 2%.
Damn. Gotta get me a man like that.
Every time you shuffle a randomized deck of cards, it is somewhat likely that you have just created the first ever arrangement of those cards in that order in history. Based on 52 cards, there are 8.07 to 10 to the 67th possible arrangements of cards.
Possibilities and ratios have always been kind of interesting to me.
You should become a mathematician.
No, that's gay.
The three most read books in the world today are believed to be the Bible, the quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong, and 50 Shades of Grey.
Boo. Isn't that spelled the Bibble? You dare take Jeremy's name in vain?
You dare take Jeremy's name in vain? What?
It's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That show was a trip and a half.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it stayed on the air that long. Is it this?
Very random fact. Greg from Greg Universe. Nope. That's. He's not named after the series. No, but Greg from Steven Universe voiced a character in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He voice acted the Halloween monster that lived in their attic. He also voice acted Jermaine in Adventure Time.
I knew that. Okay, so of the 11,000 shots Shaquille O'Neal has made in his NBA career, only one of them was a three-point shot.
Shaquille O'Neal, no.
Apparently, Charles Barkley is set to get his own political talk show for some fucking reason.
I'm sorry, who the fuck's Charles Barkley?
He's an NBA player, and I believe he was a coach.
Ew.
He's currently a television analysis for TNT.
TNT. You know what I got into recently? SNL.
Is it because of the videos of Totino's essentially?
Yeah, Chris, Zero, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, this was your fault.
SNL has some good moments. SNL also has some terrible films.
Oh yeah. It had some. Sometimes it has some very interesting bits. Sometimes some very bad bits. But then again, my mind is kind of awful. Not awful, but like, my idea of comedy is very low brow. For example, one of my favorite skits that I think if you ask anybody in the world, it'll be very divided. But one of my favorite skits is the Gilly skit, where it's about this little girl. Well, little girl comparative to the fact that they are all adults on Saturday Night Live. But it takes place at an elementary school, and basically starts with the teacher like doing something, and then something getting thrown at him, and he's like, "Who threw that? Was it you? Was it you, Gilly? What?" Like basically the whole thing is like this little psychotic little girl like causing trouble, and I fucking love it. A lot of people don't like it though. I'm also very bad at explaining things.
Apparently, Charles Barkley ran as a Republican for the governor of Alabama in 2014.
Oh, that must mean he fucked his sister at some point. No, I'm not even... Alabama, I'm sorry. But only a little bit. You know, Chris, I realized something when we do these. This is kind of like purging for me, and then when I upload it and listen to it, I realize, oh my god, did I really just fucking say that?
And I'm just used to it, so I don't interject or anything.
Because with the first episode of our Stardew Valley playthrough, I completely forgot that I slammed my Friday DM for like canceling the campaign, and I was like, "Ooh, I hope they never see this."
Yeah.
But it has almost been half an hour for this episode. I think I've been rolling around long enough. This has been Random Fact Friday.
Yeah, so apparently Charles Barkley's a Republican, then Independent, then Democrat, and now he might be a Republican again. I don't fucking know anymore.
All cycles of grief. But bye, everyone. Say goodbye,
Bye.
Chris.